Leon stood on the edge of a catastrophe. He had pushed his luck too far. He had demanded too much from his own soul. A sound like breaking glass shattered his triumph. His divine core was splitting apart. Victor Magnus wiped the blood from his face. He began to laugh. He was a maniac. But he was a calculating maniac. He explained his reasoning to Leon. The path of a deity was treacherous. A lone wolf would eventually be hunted down. A pack survived. Victor saw Leon as a future alpha. He wanted to secure an alliance early. He also wanted the bounty. The Imperial Academy paid a fortune for genius referrals. Victor admitted his greed openly. He told Leon that if he joined a rival school, Victor would never get his revenge. He wanted Leon close. He wanted to crush him later. Leon respected that honesty. Victor gave him one last piece of advice. The entrance exam was a meat grinder. Leon needed a hero unit. His swarm was strong, but it lacked a champion. Without a hero, he would fail. Leon and Mr. Smith teleported to the artifact district. The street was lined with shops selling divine weapons. They ignored the common vendors. They went straight to the treasure pavilion. The sign was old and rusted. It reeked of history. Mr. Smith pushed the door open. The interior was a paradox. It was dusty yet filled with treasures worth planetary systems. A beautiful receptionist greeted them. She did not judge Leon's low rank. Mr. Smith demanded to see the master. Garrick Forgehand. A portal opened. They stepped into a forge that smelled of sulfur and money. Garrick was a giant. His head was shaved and scarred. He held a hammer that looked like it could crack a moon. He insulted them immediately. He called them fat sheep. Leon checked the exit. Mr. Smith tried to use their friendship to get a deal. Garrick laughed in his face. He said friendship was free, but artifacts cost money. He refused to lower his prices by a single coin. Leon liked this man. He was honest about his greed. Leon checked his balance. 1 billion divine power. It was a fortune earned from blood. He was ready to spend it all. Mr. Smith guided Leon to the display room. Hundreds of artifacts floated in stasis fields. Each one pulsed with terrifying energy. Mr. Smith filtered the list. 30 items remained. He explained each one with the precision of a scholar. Leon realized his teacher was actually a salesman in disguise. He narrowed his choice to 3 powerful items. First was the Order of 10,000 Races. It was a tool of tyrants. It radiated a crushing aura of fear. It suppressed any creature below the hero rank. It stored the faith of conquered species to increase its weight. It came with a domination spell. It could force a free will to obey. Second was the Undead Banner. It was a flag of pure death. It strengthened the bones of skeleton warriors. It allowed for precise mental command of millions of undead. It turned a mindless horde into a disciplined legion. Third was the Jewpot. It was a dark and twisted jar. It contained a pocket dimension designed for murder. It allowed the user to trap 100,000 creatures inside. The creatures would be forced into a frenzy. They would tear each other apart. They would devour the flesh and souls of their kin. Only one would survive. That survivor would inherit the strength of the 99,000 dead. It would evolve into a hero unit. Leon stared at the Jewpot. It was cruel. It was efficient. It was perfect for his locusts. He made the purchase. 600 million divine power vanished. Garrick nodded in approval. He tossed a small item to Leon. A Prubai. It was a 0-rank artifact. It was worthless to a god, but useful for a rookie. It granted the ability to scan enemy stats. Leon prepared to leave. Garrick stopped him. The smith's eyes gleamed with a new light. He sensed a kindred spirit. He produced a golden sphere from a secure vault. It hummed with a strange, hungry energy. Mr. Smith scanned it and frowned. He called it a useless toy. Garrick defended his creation. He told the story of its origin. It was a replica of the greedy wolf. The original greedy wolf was the most hated artifact in history. It was created by a fallen civilization that lived by theft. They hated seeing enemy artifacts go to waste, so they built a weapon that ate other weapons. It devoured god-tier items to strengthen itself. It grew stronger with every meal. The gods, terrified of its potential, united to destroy it. Garrick had found the blueprints. He had rebuilt it, but it was flawed. It grew 10 times slower than the legend. It could not steal active skills. It was a bottomless pit for resources. Mr. Smith warned Leon to run away. Buying this sphere was throwing money into a black hole. But Leon saw something else. He saw a reflection of his own power. His disassemble unit broke things down. The greedy wolf ate them up. They were two sides of the same coin. Leon felt a pull of destiny. He offered his last 400 million. Mr. Smith grabbed his arm. He begged him not to do it. But Leon was resolute. He bought the defective sphere. Garrick Forgahan smiled. He had found a true believer. Leon returned to his sanctuary. He was now destitute, but he was armed. He activated the binding ritual. The probe eye fused with his senses. It became a mechanical insect, resting on his ear. The Jew pot demanded blood. A spirit toad manifested. It was bloated and grotesque. It opened its mouth like a black hole. Leon sent in the first batch of sacrifices. 100,000 elite locusts flew into the jar. The lid sealed shut. The screaming began instantly. Evolution was taking place. Then came the greedy wolf. Leon poured his blood onto the golden sphere. It drank thirstily. It refused to bond. It wanted more. Leon fed it until his vision blurred. Finally, the metal shifted. It transformed into a small golden wolf cub. It looked innocent, but its mind was filled with hunger. It demanded to eat a god-tier artifact immediately. Leon refused. The cub sulked. Leon offered it high-grade energy crystals instead. The cub sniffed them. It accepted the compromise. It began to crunch on the diamonds as if they were biscuits. Leon realized he had adopted a very expensive pet. Leon turned to his real work. He opened his inventory. He had hundreds of source energy fragments from his earlier dismantling. He sent most of them to his business partner, but he kept 28 shards for himself. He looked at his gluttony law. It was a second-rank fragment. It was the foundation of his swarm. He fed the shards to the law. The text began to burn. The divine structure of his world trembled. The law devoured the energy and expanded. A pillar of light erupted from the core. The gluttony law reached the third rank. The restrictions dissolved. Leon read the new effects. His breath caught in his throat. Previously, the law had limits. Now, it was absolute. Any unit could evolve. Common units could eat to become elites. Elite units could eat to become transcendence units. There was no ceiling. Leon looked at his swarm. Billions of locusts covered the sky.